Go out and buy yourself a machete. You can find them all over Amazon. Some are super cheap. Some are made in Mexico, China, you name it. They're made somewhere. They're just pressed out. Over here, I've got two machetes. They are identical. These are Condors. I bought these 10 years ago. Today I noticed when I pulled them out of their sheaths, my blade was starting to get a little rusty. So I put them on the Dremel and I cleaned them up. So why did I buy two machetes? And why these? What brought me to these was the sheath, because it was made with a very, very thick leather, as you can see. Now, this was designed to take a belt, but I have different plans. I was more concerned with a heavy-duty sheath because the last thing I wanted to do was cut my hand off. So, if I put these together like this, you'll notice my handles go out both ways. Now, ideally, my plan was, and still is, to mount these together like this. Okay? And they will fit in my backpack. My new backpack has a section for a water bladder, which I do not use, and they will slide in there. I just have to put a couple clips on my backpack, and then these can be held like that. So when you reach behind you, for example, okay, you can grab the particular one you want. Now you just have to make sure you got them pointing the right way. But that's my idea. So why do you need a machete? One thing people are going to run out of is bullets. You're not going to have very many of them. And even people that are poor or middle income and don't want to spend tons of money on thousands of rounds, you can only carry so much. You're limited. This always maintains the same weight. This never changes. Slap a piece of paracord through there, it'll tighten up around your wrist. Do a little practicing every now and then so you don't cut your hand off. And you've got yourself some reach. Literally, it's like having two swords, one in each hand. Do you need both? No. Does it give you a little bit more protection? Sure it does. But one thing's for sure, I would rather have something like this on me and a firearm if I came into close quarters. And you will be coming into close quarters. There's no two ways about it. Your starvation will drive you to go from house to house looking for food. And the last thing you want to do is, if you get into it with somebody, is to pull out your handgun and squeeze that trigger. Because if you squeeze that trigger, then you've just told everybody for 20 houses where you are. And now, instead of dealing with one person, you're now going to be dealing with 20 people. I don't care if you're a woman. I don't care if you're a man. These are amazing. I use them around the yard every now and then to take care of poison ivy. But, like I said, I've had these for 10 years. This is a purchase you'll buy and never have to buy again. You know, and machetes come in all different prices, and you get to pick from cheapest to super expensive. And it's just something you should have sitting there in case you need it. It is far better to have this and not need it than to need it and not have it. Now, believe it or not, in Tennessee, It is completely legal for me to carry this on my belt if I choose to. I can carry a sword. Nobody will say anything to me. Believe it or not, I carry my big SC on my left side, along with my handgun. Nobody says nothing to me. Now, every state's different. Tennessee's pretty open when it comes to weapons, but having this around is very important. Most people do have a knife, and if you do have to go to battle against somebody, you go into a house and they pull out a hunting knife, well, just like that show, this is a knife. You got more reach. This will go into the chest, come out the back. You're probably going to live. Not guaranteed, but probably. If anything, if you chop with this, you can take a person's arm off. I mean, there are a lot of things you can do with this. In your third world countries, they all carry machetes. And they'll say, well, it's a farming tool. When really, it's their protection. So head on over to Amazon. I'm not even going to give you a link. I'll put a link to the Condor, to these. Another reason I went to these was because of the wooden handle. And when I got them, it felt so nice and clean, where it's not going to create blisters on my hands when I'm wearing a pair of gloves. It felt really good. Now, like I said, I sharpened this with a Dremel. You can do it with, whatever you got, but I just found it so much easier. I put this in a vise, like so, and then I ran my Dremel across it, and you'll see how nice and shiny it is there, and then I oiled it. And it was just one of those things I purchased that just kind of sits around if I ever need it. If you are the type of person that believes you're going to see World War III, or you're going to see something pop off in the next 5 years, this is something you want. You need to have a look at your weapon situation, and not only just a handgun, not only just an AR, I have all those too, but you need to take a look at your situation and what you're going to do. And I would suggest you go have a look at your ammo situation and figure out what you think you need. But you're definitely going to be dealing with a lot of things that you never thought you had to deal with. One of them's a drone. I did a shotgun shot up, kind of sloppy that video was, but it was just to give you an idea of what's out there. But drones are definitely going to be a thing. Now, if you're going to be moving as a group, 6 men, and you're going house to house, I hope somebody's got a shotgun or 2. And they sit on the outsides of your setup so that way you can protect your group from drones. But your life ain't going to be what you think it is now. But one thing's for sure. You will be scavenging. And you will be looking. And any form of protection from the machete to the gun to the pocket knife is definitely worth having. Not unless you believe you live in this world that everybody gets along and they all shake hands. It's not the way. Catch you on the next one.